going on, you guys? It's Brooke with Sentinel Dubstep. Just showing you guys today kind of how to use Massive and make some pretty good bass lines with it and stuff. I guess I'll just get into it and show you guys later, but Massive has a lot of really big cool things you can do with it as far as like making your bass lines change up and stuff throughout it without having to go through and keep doing different stuff and adding. You can make your bass change through the whole song with just like an instance of Massive by itself instead of loading a whole bunch of different instances just to make your wobbles different and stuff. And it's kind of cool. And I'll show you guys just kind of. Me and Eric have used Massive enough that we know it inside and out pretty well, so we can give you kind of sort of an in-depth thing on Massive and really show you some of the cool features of it that you can use to make stuff go crazy that I think will be pretty cool. So we'll go ahead and get at it. So we use Machine hardware and software when we do our tracks just because I love the workflow of it, and I love Machine as far as just pretty much every single thing about it. So, but it doesn't really matter, like I usually say about what you're using. You can use Fruity Loops, you can use Ableton, it doesn't really matter with that. I just use Machine, but you can do this in anything. This is just what I like. So first off, I'll just go ahead and open up an instance of Massive, and as always I'll just drink some Rockstar before we get going. Oh, it's just so good, can't stop. Anyways, alright, I've got my tempo set to 175 just because I'm obsessed with 175. I just love it, but that doesn't really matter. You can set it to whatever you want. So here we have our instance of Massive. You can go ahead and go and open just a new sound on it. Oop. Here we go. And I always just check my envelope, and you can set it to however you want. Right now it's going to where... Oh, that's really quiet. There we go. Hopefully you guys can hear that. If not, I apologize. I really don't know right now with this. But there it is. Alright. So, first off, we'll go ahead and mess with the oscillators right here. Just get those set to however we want. Very first, before I get into the filters and all that other stuff in here. But the thing about Massive, and the reason we use it when we do in our tracks, is just because you can automate everything in here with whatever you want and do all sorts of stuff like that, and it's really cool. So that's the one big thing about Massive, and the reason I like it so much is just the fact that you can mess with so much stuff in there with a bunch of different stuff. Like you can use LFOs to turn this and set other LFOs to mess with that LFO and just all sorts of crazy stuff. But anyways, so first off, I'm gonna try to just remake a bass that we're using to work on in one of our tracks right now called Dive Bomb, that I think sounds pretty good. It's really gritty and it's got a lot of stuff, but I guess you'll find out in a minute. So the first oscillator, I'll go ahead and set it to Modern Talking, and there. But we're not going to use Modern Talking for the usual talking bass kind of thing. It's a really good sounding oscillator in itself, just the wavetables on it. So get it, and I'll set it to just a little bit past 9 o'clock. Right there's good. The thing about these two is there's so many different wavetables you can pick from, and they have a bunch of different sounds as you're scrolling through the different positions on the wavetable. There's definitely mess around with those when you're checking out all the different wavetables, just because there's just a bunch of different sounds you can get off of just one of them. I mean, it's pretty crazy. So get it right there. That's probably good right there. Yeah, that's good for right now. I'll go and turn this up so you guys can hear it better. So now with the intensity, this right here changes through a few different things on here. It's usually set to spectrum, and that just kind of works basically like a filter pretty much. But on this one, I'm going to go ahead and set it to bend minus plus and put it, I'll go ahead and leave it pretty much full on there. See how much that changes it just right there, just switching it to that. It adds a lot more grit with these, you know, explore around with these bend ones on there and you can really get a lot of cool stuff going on there. So I like that sound right there a lot. It's really, you know, gritty and sounds really good. So that oscillator we'll call good right there for now. Next we'll move on to oscillator 2. Make sure the amp's set up on it. And what do we got here? I'll go ahead and use Scrapyard. It's another one that really does a lot of good heavy bassline stuff with the wave tables and stuff on there. I'll turn this one off so you can hear it right now, but not really like it right there, so I'll just go ahead and I like it right about there. It sounds pretty good to me. So like I said, as you can see, you know, you can go through those and it's all pretty nice, but I'm gonna actually turn the pitch down this one an octave. There we go. And now again I'm gonna change it from Spectrum, and this time I'm gonna put it on, we'll try bend plus. Scroll around. Right there, it's sounding pretty good to me. So there's another, like I said, really gritty when you put them together. See, it's already getting, you're already making a pretty nice, you know, sounding bass already. But so I like that one right there. And then we'll go ahead and move it oscillator 3 and try bronze out on this one. Right there. Another really low grit sound. And again, this time I'll go ahead and add bend minus to it. And I like it right there. That one sounds good again. We'll go ahead and leave it at that same oscillator. So when you have all three of them together, boom, just like that. And said it already sounds, you know, nice and gritty, but we're gonna go and add a bunch of stuff on there and just keep making it better and better and better. So now that you have those three set right there, go ahead and turn on the modulation oscillator, and we'll put the ring mod on number 3. Set it just a little tiny bit below half. Phase, we're going to put it on oscillator 1. I like it right there. I don't know how far that is, but yeah, right about there is sounding good. So just play around with that and get it till you like it, or however, it doesn't really matter. Just explore around with it pretty much, and then we'll go ahead and put the position on oscillator 2, and I like it right there. So you can see that beefed it up right there. Just mess around with the modulation oscillator on there. Now it sounds pretty good how it is right there, but the next part, before we go into anything else, we'll go and mess with the voicing on it. Right over here in the voicing sec tab on it, you have your max voices, which is, you know, how many different ones you can play at a time. Unisono is the one we're going to mess with because it'll add, you know, layers to it. So I'm going to set it to like 3. Try that. Oh, nope.